I just wanted to ask you about, you guys have such a short time frame to put together this all new team with two superstars. Can you describe how difficult that is, and also just describe the dialogue between KD and Kyrie with all the other players? How does that dialogue work?
I would say first, the dialogue is great. They're obviously best friends, so they're pretty much in sync and on the same page a lot of the time. So the messaging you get from either one of them is pretty much the same. So it makes it easy to kind of have, obviously Kate, like the same type of voice leading the group. Other than that, talking about putting the team together, we're not in the business of making excuses or anything like that. So is it difficult to have a whole new team? Of course. Is it difficult to be dealing with coronavirus? Of course. There are things that everybody's dealing with at this moment in time that aren't exactly the most seamless or easy. But, it's a lot better to have this amount of talent than to not have this amount of talent. So, it's going to be on us. We need to be accountable. We need to do our jobs, try to make their lives easy as they make our lives easy.
Brian Lewis, New York Post.
Hey, following up on that, when you have a condensed schedule like this, there's going to be more, 3 and 4s at some point than you would normally like. But you've also got guys that are probably going to sit a game here or there for obvious reasons. Just how much of an advantage, I guess, does that give to the teams that are running it back, that have been together for a while, and how much taller does that make the task for a team like yourselves that are kind of, you got a new coach, new offense, new defense, new lineup, whatever?
Well, there's also an argument to be made that because we have better depth than most teams, that's, that we have an advantage there. So, where we have less, time under our belt together, we also have more depth than a lot of teams. So, if you look at some of the other top teams, you take off their first, second guy, maybe third guy, the roster is unrecognizable, right? Whereas I think with ours, we have a lot of continuity. You take off those type of pieces, you take off our three, well, DJ, Kyrie, KD, right? Like the main guys. You still have like myself, Karras, Joe, Jared Allen, like people that have helped us get to the playoffs and stuff like that. So, it's a situation where we have to, like I said, we have to do our best to make their lives easy the same way they make our lives easy. Take these road trips, take the time, the dinners together, whatever it may be. Just continue to build that chemistry, build that camaraderie. Try to be in sync on the floor, and we have the talent to do something special. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about coming together and being accountable.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Spencer, are you guys at the point where you guys are trying to not necessarily trying to, are you guys at the point I know it's early, but are you guys actually scouting ahead of games, even though it's just preseason? And what are those sessions like this year versus scouting teams last year? Is it largely the same, or has Steve had a different style in terms of film sessions and what it takes to be prepared going into the game?
Every coach I've had so far has had a different style in film sessions and even nuances in philosophy. But I think we're very much still focused on ourselves right now. We need to, like I said, continue to be accountable, come together, do all those things that make us a great sound team, and then we'll worry about the other stuff when we get to it. You know what I mean? Because we do have enough talent to make noise, and it's on us to, take control of that and do that.
Blake Andrews, ESPN.
Spencer, we hear a lot about how it's just preseason, so we don't need to get too up or too down on any specific thing. Is there a switch that flips aside from you might go from 20 minutes to 35 minutes as soon as the season starts, or is it a conscious, I'm holding back something in the preseason and now we're unleashing everything as soon as the 22nd game comes around?
No, I don't think there's a holding back process. I think it's more so like a focus and attention to detail. You know what I mean? It's just like anything else in life. Let's say I get a turnover in the preseason and we're already up 15. I'm probably like, well, it'll be okay. You get a turnover and you're, down 2 playing the number 1 seed, or, if we're not obviously playing the Milwaukee Bucks or something like that. To try to get home court advantage, and you're like, all right, no, I can't get this turnover. You know what I'm saying? So everything is just a little different, and it's with anything. That's with anything in life.
But is that deeper into like the Milwaukee Bucks? Is that deeper into the season, or because we're talking about a matter of days, right? Between it's like Boston on the 18th versus the 22nd. That's only a 5-day difference. So it's that matter of detail that switches on in those 5 days.
I also think it's gradual. You know what I mean? I think it rises. You know what I'm saying? I think to a certain extent there's a switch in terms of seriousness and focus flip a little bit, of course, but it's a long season. So, you know, that continues to rise, and you hope that you peak at the right time, right? That's why that phrase is kind of something that people say all the time, right? Like you kind of want everything to kind of come together at the right time. Health, focus, you know, attention to detail, chemistry, all of it. You want to peak at the right time, and the team that does that will be the one that wins at the end of the day.
Cassidy Hubbard, ESPN.
Hi, Spencer. So you talked about, the need to build chemistry and camaraderie in this expedited start. Have there been any plans in place for, chemistry building, especially as you guys are getting ready to travel to Boston, and also with, COVID kind of looming over you guys and different precautions you have to take?
I mean, I can't reveal every secret now. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody got a job to do, but some of this stuff, it's got to be like Fort Knox. You got to keep it somewhere in the vault. So, but no, any reference to chemistry and team building, all that, like, once again, it's going to be a continuous process throughout the season. I think we're off to a great start in that. I think the guys all like each other. Obviously, we got to win, and hopefully get a win in Boston tomorrow. But we just want to keep this whole process going. I can't hear you.
Got time for one more question. We'll go to Alex Schiffer with The Athletic.
Hey, Spencer, I'm not trying to have you look too far down the road, but you've been here a while, and obviously when the arena was pretty empty during games and the expectations were low, and now you're about to go into the season with high expectations, but nobody's going to be really around to watch it in person. Have you kind of thought about the bizarre dynamics at hand of all that since you've been here, and how that's changed, what it's going to look like?
Oh, man, no, I honestly put it in the context of, like, the timeline. I hadn't thought about it. I mean, I was just kind of looking at it as COVID, and I didn't really put too much thought into it, honestly. But it was kind of weird, this previous game. Obviously, I wasn't in the Orlando bubble, so I didn't have any previous kind of experience with it. But at the end of the day, it still was fun to get out there. It still had, maybe a tenth of the vibe, and still fun to put on a jersey and go compete. So, we're looking forward to the day fans come back. Obviously, we know Barkley's going to be rocking because we have a special product to put on the floor, and, hopefully we can rack up these wins for y'all.
Thanks for your time, Spencer.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Spencer.
Thanks, man.